Hello everyone and welcome to the Green Man channel. Hope you're doing good and well. So it's time for a new album review on the channel, and this time I'm reviewing the newest release from the band Hypersonic and their album Kaosmogonia, which came out last week on the 12th of April via Rockshots Records, and the album is 10 tracks and just over an hour in length. This is a symphonic metal band. This is their third full-length album, and the first album to feature a singer-songwriter, Eleonora Russo. Also in this band you've got Emanuele Gangini on guitars. Apologies as always if I butcher the names. You've got Francesco Caruso on bass, Dario Caruso on keyboards, and Salvo Grasso on drums, and also doing some of the vocal duties on this record too. Now, if you are to ask me to describe this band or who they sound like, I'd say Epica is about the sort of right direction of the description. I feel like they've got some quite complex arrangements with their symphonic elements going on. There's a lot of great songwriting, I think, on this record as well. And, you know, it never feels like they're ambitious just for the sake of it. There's like always a sort of a really good chorus or a central theme to each song, I feel, that helps keep you as the listener engaged in the song throughout the length of every track. And I do feel as well you can hear a little bit of Flesh God Apocalypse here and there with the choir arrangements and lots of the bold kind of epic symphonic arrangements as well. There's definite hints of Flesh God Apocalypse also in the aggressive style of some of the songs here and there too. So you get quite a lot packed into this record. I think it mostly serves that hour length pretty well. And I do have to say I've really quite enjoyed this one, and I'm looking forward to repeat listens, because I do think that despite the the sort of ambitiousness of this record, that there's definitely a pullback to it. You know, you definitely feel like you want to go back and revisit certain tracks for sure, and go back and listen to the album again to sort of digest it more and to appreciate some of the added nuances that are definitely here and there as well that you might miss if you only listen to it once or twice. So yeah, I think this is all round a great exhibition of symphonic metal and the forward-thinking variety of symphonic metal. You know, this isn't what people might be tempted to call, you know, just sort of standard run-of-the-mill symphonic metal, and people would throw it into that, you know, or pigeonhole it into that. But this isn't that at all. This is, I think, really, really interesting stuff that I think will be for you, certainly if you like bands like Epica and Flesh God Apocalypse maybe. And I believe actually there are band members from those bands that actually feature on this record, although I haven't been able to work out which songs yet. I haven't been able to figure out, you know, who from Epica is on a particular track and who from Flesh God Apocalypse is on a particular track. But nevertheless, it's an album that I feel like definitely has some of those influences. So going into the songs a bit more, I feel like, you know, the album opens with an instrumental Aperon. It's a couple of minutes, but actually it does do quite well. You know, I'm not always a fan of lots of introductory tracks, but I do think this one is actually, you know, on the symphonic side, it's a pretty good opening song or opening instrumental to the record. Angels and Demons, the first song, I think demonstrates that songwriting prowess I was referring to earlier. A really good songwriting here, and you know, quite a catchy chorus. But I enjoy the next song even more, Veil of Insanity. I think that's a great song on the album, very memorable. Really kind of a little bit of even a Camelot-like chorus, and that maybe just because I'm listening to a lot of Camelot right now, but the chorus did have a sense of Camelot about it as well. You know, very powerful style and very memorable, as I say, too. I also really enjoyed Against Myself. A huge amount was packed into that song though, so, you know, it's kind of got this Flesh God Apocalypse atmosphere to it, to lots of changes in its 5 minutes, so a lot to get through in that song, but it's still a strong song on the album. Revelation's another great track with a bit of a feel of you know, that Carmina Burana style to it, I felt, in the bridge in particular, and after these sort of flashy guitar and keyboard moments, you do get a really good final return to, or last chorus in that particular song as well. The track perhaps which I enjoyed the most actually came towards the end, Burning Inside, with again some really good vocals from Eleonora Russo, some great orchestrations, really good song, and I really liked the way actually sort of you had a moment with a guitar solo right at the end, or right near the end of the track, after what I think was the last chorus. Just the way that hit was very, very effective in this song in a really great way. I would say to close the album, but there was one song after this as well, I think. But overall, a very strong record. I'm feeling an 8 out of 10 for this. If anything, I did feel like some of the production or the sound didn't feel as full and rich as it should for a symphonic metal record. You know, it just felt at times like it was maybe a little dry or something. I don't know what's happening with the production here, but it just sounded like it was missing that really the richness that I like to hear in these kind of epic sounding albums, like, you know, you might get with an Epica sound, for example, from one of their recent albums. I just felt it was missing a bit of that power in production for me. But otherwise, like I say, very strong album. 8 out of 10 is my final score. Let me know if you've listened to this one, what you thought of it. Do drop that in the comments. Otherwise, for me, don't forget to drop a like and a sub if you're new to the channel. Otherwise, until the next time, from me, it's bye for now.